Guys, welcome back to the Semi-Plum Mob channel, and today we're finally gonna take a look at our Pleasantview overview. Okay, so we're gonna start in college, where some of my Sims are still in college for the beginning of rotation 2. So we're gonna start in Academy Latour, where we have one lonesome Sim all by himself, Garrett Newson. So yeah, he is by himself. He's the knowledge Sim. He is the only knowledge Sim in college at the moment. So right now, if you haven't noticed by looking here, the only Sims that are in college right now are the Sims that started off in rotation 1 as toddlers. So that now all of our toddlers that started off in Pleasantview are all in college together now. As you may or may not know, if you've watched my setup, you probably already know this, but I put my Sims in different colleges depending on what aspirations they have. So for Academy Latour, Fortune and Knowledge Sims go here. So this is more, in my mind, Academy Latour is more of a prestige college. That's why I have Fortune and Knowledge Sims go here, because they always have wants to write their term paper, do an assignment, do research, go to class. They have all these wants to be able to get good grades. And as you can tell, he currently has a 4.0 grade point average at this moment in time, because he always wants to write his term paper and do an assignment. So you guys probably don't know this because I haven't shared any information about college life, because we haven't played in college life yet in my rotations. But if my Sim wants to write their term paper, I always give them their required skills so that their term paper can fill up this bar. So this is like a holy grail want. So anytime my Sims have this, I immediately lock it in so that my Sims will get their skills up and so that they can potentially get good grades here. So with Garrett, what is new with him? So Garrett recently went to, well, not so recent anymore, he's in his junior year now, but he went to college, and his girlfriend Hope is still a teenager. So in the beginning of the next round, the next season, she's gonna go to college and start her journey. So she'll be in college when he graduates, but that is completely okay. The same thing happened with another couple. He had his very first kiss with Hope and fell in love with her, made out with her, went steady with Hope. So the whole story with him and Hope is that they share the same type of woes when it comes to being orphans. Yeah, they are very much in love. But there was a little slip up with Miss Elizabeth here. She came on to him, she kissed him, and even when she went and did stupid stuff like that, they don't have a good relationship. He was like, whoa, you kissed me. What the hell? So yeah, their relationship isn't that great. He was like, wow, I just got kissed by a girl that isn't my girlfriend type of situation going on. So yeah, he did not cheat. She came on to him, and he was like, okay, well, that happened. This is Garrett Newson in the Academy Latour. Now let's go to La Fiesta Tech. All right, so here we are in La Fiesta Tech. Bo and Georgia Newson are sharing a dorm. So yeah, they're currently asleep right now because we just got done having like tons of graduation parties, because their old roommates recently graduated and moved out. So anyways, yeah, Georgia Newson and Bo Broke ended up going to the same college together, and when that happened, they actually had like very strong chemistry together, and I was like, oh, okay, well, this is new, this is happening. And they actually had a want to get engaged despite them just being pleasure sims. So I was like, oh, they really are smitten with each other. So Bo Broke is actually engaged to Georgia Newson, which came as a huge surprise because he dated Tina in high school. So I was like, what the hell? So yeah, a lot has happened between Bo Broke and Tina Traveler. Things are very different now. Like, I thought they were going to be together forever because I thought they were perfect for each other, but alas, no, that didn't happen, and you can thank Tina for that. Okay. Tina was a little older than Bo as well. She started off rotation 1 as a child, while Bo started off as a toddler. So she was a little older anyway, and they just grew apart when college came around. Actually, this is where Tina was. I believe this was Tina's room before she graduated. But yeah, that's why we could still see in these rooms, because three Sims actually moved out. With Georgia, however, man, she had a crazy time as a as a teenager. She actually maxed out the logic skill before she actually went to college. Her very first kiss was actually with Billy Audimus. They made out with each other. She actually had great big feelings for Billy, but it never went anywhere. I'm just so happy that she actually found somebody that wanted that commitment and not just, just go on date after date after date and have a question of why isn't he asking me to go steady yet or not. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, she finally got her man, Bo Broke, and Bo Broke finally got his woman, even though I thought he was going to be with someone else, with Georgia Newsom. And I'm actually quite happy with this arrangement here with ACR. I think they're a good match. I think that is so cute. I actually like them two together upon thinking about it. But anyways, yep, that's what happened here in La Fiesta Tech. So let's go to Sim State University. All right, so here we are in Sim State University with Tommy Audimus and his girlfriend Tasha Go. So y'all probably remember when I played the Audimus household that Tommy was hitting up on Tasha at the dancing studio and whatnot. So they actually ended up being together, and they are currently engaged. So yeah, it progressed a lot since then. But yeah, Tommy actually grew up, and he actually has his dad's signature mustache. I thought it would be so funny for Tommy to have that, so I gave him his dad's signature mustache. Because none of my Sims have that. With Tommy, there was a lot of people in his household, so there's not really much that happened with Tommy because I had to focus on everybody collectively and not just one Sim. He fell in love with Tasha, and the funny thing is he asked Tasha to be his girlfriend, and she rejected him at first. She was like, I don't think so. No, I don't want to date you. And I was like, what? Y'all are in love. Why are you saying no? So she was playing hard to get. She didn't like that he just asked her without making a grand gesture. So he asked her out again with a bigger gesture, with a grand gesture, and she finally said yes. So you best believe when he asked her to marry him, he had to make it a grand gesture, and she said yes. She's a really hard Sim to impress. And I love that some Sims are like that. Some Sims are harder to impress than others. But anywho, yeah, with Tasha, it's all about, Tommy. This is the Sim State University household. And yeah, so let's actually go ahead. I go to our very first household in Pleasantview. Okay, so here we are in the Broke household with Dustin Broke and his fiance here, Miss Shannon Gothier. So, yeah. A lot has happened with Dustin, let me tell you. Okay, so as you know, Dustin Broke is the eldest son of Brandy and Skip Broke, and he actually lives right across the street from his mom. So yeah, that is very, very sweet. He wants to live close to his mom because he cares about his family, and he just wants to continue to look out for his family, which is really, really nice and sweet of Dustin. But as you know, Dustin dated Angela Pleasant in high school. Shortly after his brothers grew up a little bit, it was time for Dustin to grow up and go to college. And when he did, he and Angela kind of split ways. So as you could tell, they don't really know each other anymore. They didn't keep in touch or anything. But he actually had zero chemistry bolts with Angela. Now he has one with her, which things have changed, so maybe she is more attractive now. On top of that, they both went to different colleges anyway. He went to Academy Latour, and Angela went to, I think it was Sim State University. Yeah, I think it was Sim State University. After his freshman year and his sophomore year, he decided he wanted to make a little extra cash. So he wrote his first novel and he sold it, and it was a great novel. And after he earned all that money from writing his best-selling novel, he actually met Shannon and they kissed for the first time. Now, as soon as they met, it was attraction at first sight. It was love at first sight, pretty much. So they were very attracted to each other when they met each other. And it didn't take long for them to become best friends and start making out and falling in love with each other. And he ended up graduating college with honors. So he actually he worked really, really, really hard in his studies so that he could get a very good high grade by the time he graduated, and he did it. He was actually at the top of his class in Academy Latour, and I was so proud of him. He wanted to write those term papers and do his assignments and stuff, so it was really great for him. And then he got the want to ask Shannon to marry him. He moved out, had a great graduation party, and moved into this house here and got his very first job as an adult, which is the architecture job. He really wanted the architecture job for some reason, so that's what he was employed in. And with that same dedication to his studies, he has to his career as well. So he's been working extremely hard in his career, getting promotion after promotion after promotion, because that's all he wanted to do. But he ended up maxing his logic skill. He earned $25K. So as you can tell, I upgraded his house, got him nice cars. It's looking nicer. I'm still in the process of updating their house, but yeah, they actually have a really nice foundation for their house. And if this house looks familiar or doesn't, it should look familiar, because this is where Jody and Jason Larson used to live. But yeah, Dustin took over it, expanded it, made it bigger, and even upstairs he made it bigger here. So we got a bedroom here and a bedroom here. With all this money coming in for Dustin and him upgrading his house and whatnot, he caught the attention of Dina freaking Caliente. And ACR did this. I was like, huh? And I looked and I realized, oh, he has chemistry bolts with Dina. Oh my gosh. So I realized, like, and every time I play Dustin and he ages up and starts his life as an adult, he always, and I repeat, he always has chemistry bolts with Dina Caliente. I'm going to say that he had a crush on Dina Caliente when he was a teenager. He always thought she was beautiful and whatnot. But yes, unfortunately, Dustin fell to the charms of Dina and cheated on his fiance with her, made out with Dina, and ultimately did the woohoo with her. So he felt very guilty by doing that. He was like, oops, I just couldn't get over my feelings for Dina. I've always thought she was beautiful. He swore he would never do it again. He never told Shannon what happened. So he's been still taking Shannon out on dates, you know, pretty much courting her, even though they are engaged. They still haven't had the want to get married yet. So I suppose that's a good thing if Dustin's like cheated on her. But anywho, he actually reached the top of the architecture career. Shortly after he reached the top of his career, Dina came back knocking on his door, and he was like, I don't know if I should let her in or not. But he ultimately decided to let Dina in and have Dina have this conversation with him. And the news that she broke to him was mind-shattering. She's pregnant. So Dustin, he grew up without a father because his father actually drowned, you know. And so he actually had to stand up and be the father figure for the broke household and help his mom with his little brothers. So he actually didn't want the same fate to happen to his unborn child with Dina. He didn't want this child to grow up without him. So he goes over to Dina's house very frequently, checks in on her, and just spends time with the baby bump and things like that. And ultimately, he actually fell in love with Dina. Yeah, he actually fell in love with Dina and kissed her again. And now he is very conflicted. Dustin is a very conflicted man now. He doesn't know what to do with himself. He doesn't know if he should continue on trying to marry his fiancée that he has here, or should he leave his fiancée and try to go with Dina, who is pregnant with his first child. So, far as we know, Brandy has no idea that this has happened to her eldest son. And I feel like if Brandy knew that Dina came on to her son, Brandy would throw a freaking fit. Brandy would be like, you bitch, because as you know, Dina and Brandy are best friends. So Dina kind of preyed on her eldest son, and that's very disgusting in my opinion. Why would you do that? But as you know, Dina is kind of like a gold digger, and that's how she's always portrayed in my Pleasantview. It's like, no matter what I do, she always goes after the Sims that are rich or want to be rich. So, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so he's very conflicted. And he also, as you know, Jason also works in the architecture career. So, he became really close with his mom's husband, so his stepfather. He got really close with his stepfather. And he's currently teaching him how to reach the top of the career as well. So Jason is right behind Dustin right now. So he's going to reach the top of his career very, very shortly. But yeah, that's that. And going to his fiancée, Shannon, as you could tell, she is a romance sim. So let's get to what she's been up to. Oh God. So, when they got together, I had no idea that she was a romance sim because she was just another, dormie in the college that he went to. I was going to try really hard to save once that didn't involve her cheating because I was like, maybe she could be like, Peter Audimus. He's a romance sim, but he never cheated on Samantha. Instead, they always woohooed a lot with each other. So I was like, maybe she could be that type of romance sim, because she did feel good about being engaged to Dustin and whatnot. But after what happened with Dustin and Dina, I was like, girl, you live your life. You do what you want. So she actually went ahead. She learned lifelong happiness. So she is going to be good with her life no matter what happens with Dustin. She's going to feel great about it. And she actually had her first affair with Trevor Turner at the dancing club. So she went clubbing and she met Trevor here, and they actually did a woohoo session in the photo booth because she really wanted to woohoo somebody. So she was just like, yep, I'm going to woohoo Trevor here. And of course, who else did she meet? She met Don freaking Lothario and wooed him as well, or woohooed him as well. So, don't feel too sorry for Shannon, because Shannon had these thoughts for a long time to cheat on Dustin as well. But yeah, I foresee them to maybe getting caught. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe they will get caught. Maybe they won't get caught. But we shall see. But the big thing about Shannon here is that she met her father-in-law, Jason, and she has 3 bolts with him. And I was like, oh no. Oh no. You know what I'm saying? Oh no. So she actually wants to flirt with Jason now, and that's going to be very, 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 very messy. If she inserts herself into Jason's life in that way. But I think Shannon knows a little bit about what's happening with Dustin because he's kind of distracted. He's trying to come up with a plan to be there for his child and still not break Shannon's heart. But I think Shannon isn't stupid, and she understands what's happening here. And she's done a little bit of stuff. And I think she wants to flirt with Jason to get back at Dustin. So, yeah, that is the tea. That is the tea. This is like a crazy household right now, but stay tuned to figure out what happens after rotation 2. And yeah, but anywho, yeah, that's where we're at this moment in time. But yep, time to move on to the next household. Welcome to the Burb household. So the Burb household has changed significantly since the last time you've been here. So anywho, we have John, Jennifer, Audrey, Bethany, and Edwin. He is actually employed in the culinary career, and he's really not into it. He's just there to earn extra money, even though they really don't need it at the moment. I could probably use this to get another bedroom for Edwin here, like on this side of the house. I think that's my plan, Stan. I'm going to probably move put a bedroom right here for him, I think. So when Audrey was a toddler, he actually got his job in the culinary career. As you could tell, John Burb is now an elder, and so is his wife, Jennifer Burb. I think it's funny that he only has the memory of Angela going to college and not Lilith. So poor Lilith, she really is the black sheep of the family, if I'm being honest. I thought Bethany was going to be the last baby that they were going to have, because they were getting really close to being at the end of their adult life. But John actually convinced his wife Jennifer to have one more baby, because John really wanted a boy. We had 3 girls up to this point, and he's like, I really want a son. I want someone to carry our name. And Jennifer, being the good wife that she is, she was like, okay, we'll try it for one more baby. And so they did, and finally their son Edwin was born. Jennifer, even though she agreed to have babies with John, she feels a little bit like she's behind on getting the promotions that she wants for her career, because she thought she would reach level 10 of the law career before she became an elder, but that never happened because she was always pregnant with babies, you know. So she's a little bit behind, but she still wants to level up her charisma skill for the job. So hopefully we can do that for her. But she is actually an international corporate lawyer at the moment, level 8 of the law career. So she is doing exceptionally well for the family and herself. As you could tell right here, her brother, her older brother Daniel, did pass away this last season. That's why Bethany, even though she has one freaking day to do this, hopefully we can get her to learn this couples counseling before she ages up, because the reason why this is down here is because her uncle died. So, and the same for freaking Edwin there. It's his birthday too, so I need to get I need to get their aspiration up so they don't grow up badly. But anyway, yeah, that happened. So with Audrey here, so my God, you know what? I would just say that John and Jennifer's children absolutely, positively look absolutely stunning. They are beautiful Sims, and they make beautiful babies. Like, all of their kids are just so beautiful. Audrey here, she actually is a knowledge Sim, because she is a Virgo. So she's really into her studies here. She's going to get a scholarship in logic and cleaning. So I think, yeah, she wants to start working on her charisma now. But she's been playing this bass for a little while and getting her creativity skill up, because that's what she's been wanting to do up until this point. She actually kissed a gunner for the first time, and that's all nice and well. And she actually had her first woohoo with Gunner. So yes, her and Gunner have already did the deed together. So yeah, but they're not going steady yet. She's not even in love with him yet, so it was more of a try thing. So, but she is very attracted to him, so hopefully maybe maybe they will end up together or not. I don't know. But she's a knowledge Sim, so she's really into her studies. She likes that she has a quote unquote boyfriend, not really a boyfriend because they're not established as such. But anyway, she's really into her studies, so she's just studying for college, and that's where her focus has been. For little Bethany, yeah, she's just aging up in this crazy household with her older sister and younger brother. So, yeah, she's currently sad about her uncle dying, and same with Edwin here. But anywho, as you could tell, Audrey is actually left in charge to care for her little sister and little brother. So she's actually the babysitter at the momento. And she has been the babysitter so that her parents can go to work and whatnot. But anyway, yep, that's the Burb household. And now let's go to the next household. Welcome to the Caliente household. So we have Dina Caliente, Gunnar Goth, and Mina Goth, and their cat, Keena Goth. And Keena has 2 days before she's an elder. So this cat's getting old, you guys. This cat's getting old. As you can quite possibly tell, she is pregnant. She's in her last trimester of her pregnancy. And obviously, after this baby's born, she's going to prepare to become an elder. So shortly after Mortimer died, Dina actually changed her last name from Goth to Caliente because she wants to take her old last name back since her deceased husband is gone. She's like, thank you for the money, but I am a Caliente at heart. Thank you. But anyways, as you already know, Gunnar Goth is their son. But before Mortimer actually died, Dina actually became pregnant with Mortimer's second child, Mina here. So, yeah, she has a second daughter named Mina Goth, and that was a surprise. I didn't expect ACR to do that to me, but yeah, she ended up having baby number 2. She got a job in the oceanography career because that's what she wanted in her wants. So she's into the oceanography career, and she's been leveling up in that. Right now she's level 7. She's a well tracker level 7, and she's been wanting to get promoted in her career. So she actually got a job and is actually making money for her family. So it's not like she's just like depending on other people to make her rich or whatnot, but she does have a job now, and she wants to progress for her children. So at least she's a good mom, but not a very good person in my opinion. She got wind of Dustin getting some money because she's earned 5,000, but he's earned 25 already. So he's significantly younger and earning a lot more money than she is. So she's just like, I think I like you, son. So she made the move with ACR and made out with Dustin, and they ended up having their woohoo sesh. She actually fell in love with Dustin and soon found out she was pregnant. This is something that I didn't know was happening, honestly, quite freaking honestly, but somehow, some way, Julian Cook is becoming hot. So everybody and their mama is looking at Julia now, and they were like, you are freaking attractive. And I don't know what changed. So something happened with ACR that I did not expect to happen, but Julian is a popularity sim, so I didn't put him down as he would never cheat or anything, but he actually kissed Dina. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's happening with that. And honestly, this is news to me because I didn't know they kissed, but I'm very disappointed in Julian in so many ways right now. We're going to go to Gunnar Goth now. He actually fell for Audrey, and as you can tell, he does want to go out with Audrey. Oh yeah, and Gunnar is actually a family sim, so he is an Aquarius, so he ended up being a family sim, which I was like, oh my gosh, that is so cute. But anyways, yeah, he wants to go out with Audrey, and hopefully shortly he would want to proclaim her as his, because they have been going out with each other for a while. They actually had their first woohoo session. I mean, look, they are right there. They would fall in love, and he's got 2 bolts with her, so he really likes Audrey. Now we're gonna go to freaking Mina Goth. Now Mina here, oh my good gracious, heavens above, help me here. So Mina actually aged up to be not surprising, a romance sim. She actually took after her aunt. She really looked up to Nina before Nina actually moved out and whatnot. But yeah, she really took after her aunt here. So all her influences came from Nina, and yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's a romance sim because she idolizes her aunt. Her first kiss actually ended up being, wow, Billy Otimus. Ain't that surprising? Huh, who else did Billy Otimus kiss? Wasn't it, oh, I don't know, Georgia Newsom, that's currently in college right now? Yeah, so Billy has been going around kissing girls. So yeah, so she kissed Billy, made out with Billy, fell in love with Billy, and just pretty much had fun with Billy. She also kissed Clay Picasso. Now this, oh my God, guys. I did not expect this to happen, but ACR had other plans. So she kissed Clay, made out with Clay, and had her first woohoo session with Clay. What? So that happened really fast. Like, they barely knew each other. Like, let me take a look. Let me see. Yeah, look. They barely know each other. And they had their first woohoo session. So I was like, holy shiga, you know? Like, holy shit, guy. So that happened. And then she moved on to Kiran Ramaswamy and made out with Kieran as well and had a dream date with him. And Kina over here is a level 4 star in showbiz, and she makes 847 simoleons, but she is getting close to her the end of her adult life, so she will actually be an elder cat in winter. So anywho, yeah, and as you can quite possibly tell, look at all Dina's thinking about. She wants to invite Dustin over, flirt with Dustin, give Dustin a back rub. We'll probably save some of this, but her mind is just stuck on Dustin at the moment. Like, she's just like, I want him over here, and I want him to be a part of my baby's life. I want him to give me money for this baby. You know, she's just saying all this and that. So, yep. Anyway, this is the Caliente household, so let's move on to the next household. Welcome to the Cook household, starring Jody, Julian, and their son Joel. So here we are. So, okay. So, as you know, in the last episode that we played the Cooks, I really wanted them to have an ACR baby, and they did, and little Joel was born, their miracle baby, because she has 3 days left until she's an elder. So, obviously, Joel is going to be their only child. She's got one more promotion, and then she's done it. She's made it. She's reached the top. So, that's basically all Jody is doing at this moment. She is trying to get her logic and cleaning skills up so that she can reach the top of the medical career, and she is almost there. One more promotion away and she's there. As you can quite possibly tell, Joel is now a toddler, and he is the cutest thing ever. He is easily one of my favorite Sims at the moment. I love him so freaking much. Look how cute he is. Anyway, Jody has been progressing in her career and taking care of her son with her husband by her side. And I say that loosely. Because apparently Julian has different plans. Apparently he knew better than I did, because he's like, oh my God, I gotta get you, Jody, and it was red. So maybe he knew better than I did with Julian here. Like, I am face planting so hard, because what I'm about to tell you is something that I never thought in a million years would happen while I was playing the Caliente household, Mina Goth. Mina was wanting to do a public woohoo with someone. I can't remember who she was on a date with, but she was wanting to do a public woohoo with ACR, and so I allowed her to do it, right? But the thing is, she went in there and she was waiting on this other person, and the other person did not go in there because for some reason Julian Cook was trying to go in there while she was in there waiting on the other person she was supposed to do it with. And Mina kicked him out of the photo booth, so he has this negative moodlet say that he was rejected for a public woohoo by Mina. And I'm over here like flabbergasted because she's a teenager and he's getting really close to his elder life. And I didn't know how disgusting Julian really was. I thought this was just going to be a wholesome thing, but no. Julian Cook is actually a disgusting person, it seems like, because he went in after Mina when she was trying to woohoo and she kicked him the frick out of the thing. So, yeah, that happened. And, I don't know what to say other than what the frick. Yeah, he kissed Dina as well, and I don't remember this at all. This is crazy. This is news to me. But he kissed Dina. He also kissed freaking Charla, and that counted as having an affair with Charla. So 3 girls that, like, this one was an accident, but it still freaking happened. So I don't know what to make of this because Charla, as you know or may not know, Charla is single. So he kissed her on the eve of her graduating college, and now he wants to be friends with her. She's way too young for you, Julian. She just graduated college, and you are about to turn into an elder. So I don't know what to make of Julian, you guys. I thought he was gonna be somebody that I would adore for these two to be together because I had no indication that he was going to do shit like this. But yep, he did. And apparently he's straying from his wife. And I don't know if this is a midlife crisis thing that's going on with him. I have no freaking idea. That's what I'm going to say. He's having a little bit of a midlife crisis at the moment. And he's choosing to cheat on his wife and try to be with the young crowd. So he's trying to get with Charla and whatnot, even though Charla's way too young for him. So he's still trying to appear as young, but he's not young anymore. He's about to be an elder. And on top of that, he has a little boy to take care of. So I was very disappointed in Julian when that happened because I couldn't believe it. I mean, he still has 2 bolts with his wife. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know with him. But anyways, yep, that's the Julian Cook household. So let's move on to the next one. Welcome to the Dreamer household. So we have Darren, Cassandra, Deborah, Dominique, and Desmond. So yeah, as you can quite possibly tell, Darren and Cassandra are both elders. She just started her elder life, and he is a little over halfway through his. So he is currently 65 days old, and she's currently 55 days old. But anywho, yeah, let's get to it. So with Darren, all he's been really doing is leveling up his skills and whatnot. Right now, he's been focusing on mechanical, so he's not really focusing on skills that helps with his scientist career at the momento. But he does want to level up the mechanical skill at the moment, so that's what we've been doing for him. In the Dreamer household, I always want to have my Sims' children's name start with a D because everybody else's name starts with a D except for Cassandra. So that's why Deborah, Dominic, and Desmond all have a name starting with a D. And I thought they were just going to have those 2 and be done with it. But Cassandra actually wanted one more baby, so they ended up having a son named Desmond. He's been taking care of the babies and being a good father. And as you can quite possibly tell, he's over here tucking in. Oh my gosh, he's over here tucking in his daughter, Dominique. So he's over here just being a good dad, which is so freaking sweet. As for Cassandra, she's currently wanting to get her cleaning skill up to level 7, so she has a different approach when it comes to leveling up her skills. She actually wants to level up skills that are a part of her job at the moment. So it looks like she's going to get a promotion and be level 6 of the career, and that would just mean she would be 1 behind her husband. And as you could tell, the Dreamer household is totally different now. We have an extra bedroom back this this way, and we also have an extra bedroom back this way, and we also have a little balcony area so that they can stargaze if they really want to. So I've really changed things around ever since Cassandra moved in. She put her own spin in making it darker and a little bit more goth. So yeah, this is why the color palette is darker. When her brother was wanting to go to college, he really needed someone to look after the goth household. And unfortunately, Cassandra had too much going on in her life at this moment in time. She has 3 children to take care of at this house, and she really couldn't, leave this household to go look after the old goth manor. So unfortunately, she couldn't help her little brother. Deborah is the eldest of the 2 of Darren and Cassandra's children. At the moment, she has her sights set on Skip, and Skip's being a kind of like a bad influence on her. Okay, so as you can quite possibly tell from the Larson household, you've probably seen this whole interaction of her getting her first kiss with Skip. So yeah, she got her first kiss with Skip. Yeah, and thanks, ACR. But I think Skip is significantly older than Deborah. So, anyways, yeah, she wants to go out with him and sneak out with him. He's not being a really good influence on her. But I think we shall have her sneak out with him during this rotation and see where that goes. We're going to move on to her little sister, Dominique, here. She has 1 day left until she becomes a teenager. She really wants to get to know her eldest brother, Dirk. She wants to be friends with him and be like, I want to get to know you. And see, they're kind of close, but she just wants to learn from her brother. And I think that is really, really sweet. And the last child that we have, the youngest, the only boy, well, besides Dirk, is Desmond Dreamer. So Desmond wants to learn how to do his homework efficiently. He recently became a child, as you can quite possibly tell. So nothing very much has happened, but he does want to be friends with Simon Gavigan and just try to be friends with some of these Sims that are around. So, yeah, this is the Dreamer household. So let's move on to the next household. Welcome to the Gavigan household. So we have Mary Gavigan, Nathan Gavigan, Ezekiel, Magdalene, Simon, and the youngest is Noah. So, as you could quite possibly tell with Noah, something new with my babies here, Noah is actually wearing a little outfit when he's in his crib or as a baby. Look at him. He's actually wearing an outfit. So, I actually found an outfit for my babies to wear, and it is a default. And I might make a video about baby outfits because they're kind of finicky for boys and girls to get 2 different ones instead of just having one default for all. I'll probably make a video about this. I don't know, but we shall see. Anywho, yeah. So their youngest is Noah, and as you could tell, she's just like, I want a baby, but I don't want a baby. I want a baby, but I don't want a baby. I'm like, well, it doesn't matter now because you're kind of too old for that, Mary, and I think you're done. Mary is just very happy right now to be a mom. And Mary also is employed in the adventurer career, but she currently wants to get her mechanical skills up instead of her body. So I don't know if she's going to get a promotion past level 3 before she becomes an elder, but that really depends on her. Now, as for Nathan here, he really does want to get a promotion, so he shall do that when he goes to work in a few hours. So, yeah, he's actually a level 7 in the adventurer career. So, as you know, Nathan and Mary work together. That's pretty much it with Nathan. He's just been working really hard in his career to be able to provide for all his kids that he has at the moment. And they ended up having all boys except for one girl. She's the only girl of the family. But anyway, we're going to move on to the eldest in the household. Not the eldest of all of them because Isaiah actually moved out and went to college and whatnot. But the eldest right now is Ezekiel. He's the second born. He's actually a family sim looking for a sim to potentially date. But however, he hasn't found anybody really to date. Magdalene, she wants to go to college. we're saving that. All right, so Magdalene is also a family sim. So you might remember, you might not remember, but we seen Magdalene in the Larson Let's Play, or the Larson video. So, as you know, she was really mad at Skip for, standing her up and stuff. And yeah, that was crazy. But anywho, yeah, she's no longer mad at Skip anymore. I mean, she still has a crush on him and things like that. But she's way too young for Skip. Skip's been like hitting on these young girls. She needs to find someone her own age. Someone maybe like Clay, but she doesn't have any bolts with Clay either. Show my tokens. Let's see. She doesn't have the hots for anyone yet. Preferences: one male or one female. Is she? Adjuster. Oh my gosh. Gender preferences. Magdalene. She is gay. I think what happened was when she went out with Skip and Skip stood her up, she was like, I don't think I like guys, because that was kind of rude. So I think she's just like, I think I like girls. I think I want to start dating girls, because I don't think girls would do that to each other. So I think that's what actually happened with Magdalene. Okay, well, the more you know. Okay, so Skip like thrown her off guys completely. She's like, I don't really want to date guys anymore. Okay, good to know. Yeah, and for Simon, he just now started his child phase of his life, and he kind of wants to be friends with Sophie, which I think is a good idea. Sophie Roseland. Why not? We could probably be friends with Sophie. That'd be nice. And yeah, this is the Gavigan household, which was really, really neat. But anywho, wow, I did not see that coming, Magdalene, at all. But anywho, yep, let's move on to the next household. So here we are in the Gavigan household 2.0 with Isaiah Gavigan and Tina Traveler. So, as you can quite possibly tell, Tina is moved in with Isaiah Gavigan. Now, what the hell is going on here? So, currently he wants to woohoo and get a mechanical skill point and get a cooking skill point. So, cooking has nothing to do with his current career. They recently graduated. They just moved into this house and furnished it with the funds that they've had. So, yeah, they recently moved into this house together. And, yeah, he recently got a job in the slacker career. Zaya is a romance sim through and through. So, he's been kissing all these girls while he was a teenager. He kissed Tammy. He kissed Katie. He kissed Allie. I honestly thought that Isaiah and Allie would end up being together. Honestly. But that didn't happen. He ended up being an overachiever in the entertainment business. Actually kissed Andrea as well. So he kissed a bunch of girls while he was a teenager. He's just been messing around, really. But he won a couple of scholarships. When he went to college, ACR decided that Tina and Isaiah would kiss each other. And I was like, no, I wanted Tina to be with Bo. At this moment in time, I was like, no. But I allowed it to happen because, he's a romance sim and she is a pleasure sim. So they're going to do what they want to do anyway. So he made out with Tina, had his first woohoo with her. He actually fell in love with her. He had a great time with her. And Lord God and behold, like, I didn't expect this to happen at all since he was a romance sim. But both he and Tina got the want to get engaged. Both of them at the same time. Both of them wanted to get engaged to each other. And I was like, say what? So that happened. That's why they're engaged, because they both wanted to. And I was like, well, damn, they both want to. I might as well let them be engaged. So they got engaged. And at this exact same time, however, he was still kind of in a relationship with Allie, because I thought he and Allie would be together. She found out about the proposal, and she was really upset. Like, you could tell she was very upset. She has two of these broken things. So he and Allie are no longer together. He's not even attracted to Allie anymore. He's like, boo on you. Like, they're not even friends anymore. So she just totally forgot about Bo. And I think it's because he was younger than her. And she was just like, I want someone closer to my age. So Isaiah, it is. So I'm guessing that's what happened. I'm not exactly sure. But she was very smitten by him. And when he proposed, she said yes and was very happy about it. They graduated, moved here, and she is unemployed because she didn't get the want to get a job yet. So she's unemployed. He's got a job. They got a house to live in, and they're going to start their life together. Whether or not they get married, I don't know. I mean, it really depends on their wants. But yep, that's this household. Let's move on to the next household. All right, so here we are in the geek household. So we have Chester, Lindsay, and Ernest. Oh boy, let's get started with this one. He actually fell in love with Nina Caliente because, as you know, he got fired from his old job, so he was depressed for a little bit, and then got his bird, and it helped him be happier. And he fell in love with Nina, had his first woohoo with Nina, and ultimately wanted to get engaged to her. So he asked her to marry him. She said yes, and he learned about lifelong happiness and anger management, and he actually got married to Nina. So yeah, Nina Caliente actually married Chester Geek. So they were married for like very briefly, okay? He actually got to want to have a baby, and I was like, oh, really? Uh-huh. Interesting. So when that happened, I was like, okay, so we're going to have a baby with Nina because that's your wife. So she had Ernest, which is, he's a cute blonde boy. I don't know why he's blonde and not redhead like his parents, but apparently blonde is a recessive gene for both Chester and Nina. But anywho, yeah, they had little Ernest, and then he caught Nina cheating with Don Lothario. He tried to fight for his wife. He lost the fight, and ultimately lost Nina as a best friend because Nina was like, I really don't want to be with you. I want to be with Don Lothario. If he's here fighting for me, I want to be with Don. So he actually broke up with Nina. He's like, you know what? If you don't want to be a part of this family, I want you to just get the hell out, okay? So Nina left, and she left proudly. She didn't give a hoot about anything. She was just like, hell yeah, I'm gone. Bye. So yeah, that happened. Anywho, shortly after that, while he was trying to take care of his son, he met Lindsay. And I didn't foresee this happening at all with him and Lindsay, but yeah, it happened. And he actually got a girlfriend. So, they did woohoo and things like that. And he found that he really, 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 really liked her. So in the midst of him taking care of his son, he was getting to know Lindsay very well and things like that. And sooner than later, he ultimately fell in love with Lindsay and decided, you know what, if she wants to be a part of my life as well as my son, and as you could tell, Ernest is really good friends with his mother-in-law here, his stepmother here. So, yeah, they gotten really, really close. And she fell in love with the little boy. She wants to take care of him like he is her own. So, even though Nina is not a part of Ernest's life, he does now have a mother figure, and I am just so freaking happy about that, you guys. Oh my gosh, this whole household made me want to cry, with all this happening and whatnot. But yeah, he ended up getting engaged to Lindsay, and they had to wait a whole freaking season before they could get married. Mostly because Lindsay, being the kind-hearted woman that she is, oh my God, I love this character, Lindsay. Like, she came at the perfect time. She decided to help out Alexander with the Goth household. So she actually stayed in the Goth household while Alexander went to college. So that was very sweet of her to do. But anywho, during that time while she was taking care of that household, Chester actually got the want to get a job, and he actually got employed in the medical career. And I was like, oh, okay then, you go boy, you go boy. Even though even though Don Lothario actually works in the medicine career as well. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Anyway, so he's been getting promotion after promotion because he's wanting to get his skills up. And as you can tell, I have this want saved, gain a skill point. Obviously, we're going to choose the logic skill point to level up. So, yep, that's that. And then they just got married not too long ago. So, yeah, that's why he's standing here like this and she's standing there like that, because they recently got married in a private ceremony. They didn't throw a wedding party this time around or anything like that. They just decided to have a private ceremony because, you know, she's pregnant. So, yeah. Anyway, you can thank ACR for this. Anywho, yeah, obviously she didn't have the want to get pregnant or anything, but ACR was like, every time she invited him over to the Goth household, they woohoo, and ACR actually got her pregnant while she was there. So, yeah. Anyway, that's why she's pregnant. Anywho, I am quite happy about that. Anyways, I was hoping that they would have a baby together. But yeah. Anywho, yeah. So she really fell in love with Chester and his son Ernest, and she's very happy to be here with him. She learned how to take care of her body and things like that. So if she ever tries to level up her body skill point, guess what? It's gonna go maxed in a jiffy. And I actually am not mad about that. I don't think it's a glitch. I think it's a reward for learning this. So I don't want to get a fix for it, because if they want to learn it, then that's their reward for learning it. They're going to max out their body skill point. So anyway, so yeah, she woohooed Chester and then got engaged to him, got promoted in her culinary career. So yeah, she's in culinary, and she's actually got the skills to level up in this career. So I'm excited for her. She should level up. Also, ignore her age. I know he is 6 days and she is 19, but I'm gonna, after she has this baby, I'm going to make her around the same age as Chester so that they ain't different in age. And I just like to do that with townies when my Sims marry townies, especially when they're later in age. So she's actually closer to age than Chester than what this is portraying. So as you can tell, yeah, she became best friends with Alexander. So yeah, she's like, I got you, Alexander. You need help? I'm coming to help you. So I'm glad that Lindsay was kind-hearted enough to do that. But anyways, while she was gone at the Goth household, she actually got abducted by aliens. I might actually add a little clip of that because I actually recorded this happening. So yeah, she got abducted by aliens. And so it was very funny. And so she was like, wow, aliens are real. And then she saw a ghost. She saw the ghost of Simon Crumplebottom, which is one of the ghosts that reside in the Goth Manor. So she's like, wow, I'm living in a haunted manor. So she's just like, I'm ready for Alexander to come back now. Mostly because, you know, all that happened and then she ended up being pregnant. So she's just like, I'm ready to go back to my fiance and get married and live my life and have this baby. So, yeah, when Alexander came back, she moved out and got married to Chester. And now they're together and ready to pop out this baby. And I'm trying to decide where to put this bedroom at. I might put it over here, honestly. I think that's where the bedroom's gonna go. They got plenty of money at the momento for her moving out and stuff. And I was gonna take this $20K off since I had her move. However, I'm not gonna do that because I'm gonna say that Alexander paid her some money to house sit for her. So yeah, she got paid a hefty sum for house sitting for Alexander Goth. So that was really nice. And last but certainly not least is little Ernest. And oh my gosh, this poor baby, like this, oh my gosh, this baby boy. So when he was born, his mama and daddy broke up, and he actually was just raised by his father, all by himself. So it was just him and his dad for a few years until he met Lindsay, and then yeah, he became best friends with Lindsay. He really likes her. He loves her, and he's just happy that she's here to help out with the household. She is just a wonderful sim. I really love Lindsay here. He's got 2 days until he's a teenager, so he's about to be a teenager. So that's crazy. Little Ernest is about to be a teenager. What? Anyway, yep, this is the geek household. So now let's move on to the next household. Welcome to the Goody household. So we are here with Gabriella Newsom and Hope Goody here. So as you may or may not know, Hope is the adopted daughter of Faith and Herbert Goody. Faith and Herbert actually died when she was a teenager. So yeah, she inherited their house. She has a dog named Max, and she really needed someone to house sit and take care of Max while she's gone to college. So as you know, she's dating Garrett Newsom, and she is definitely going to college in the winter season. So she is right behind her boyfriend and going to college. But yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it. She's just ready to go to college and do well. She actually is getting a scholarship for her mechanical skill point. So Gabriella Newsom is Garrett's older sister, and she recently graduated college. So that's why her outfit is a little different, and I need to give her a new outfit, honestly. But anywho, yeah, so this is Gabriella Newsom, and oh my God, let me tell you what happened here. So, yeah, Gabriella never found a boyfriend. She's been lonely for a long time now. She's a family sim. She really wants to find this one person to have her very first kiss with. She's ready to settle down and find somebody to marry. Like she's tired of this. She doesn't want to be single. She wants to have children. She wants a family, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm going to have her greet Phoenix here since he is here. Maybe this is a blessing in disguise. Maybe he is here to be her significant other. Who knows? But anywho, so yeah, Gabriella decided to come and house sit for Hope Goody since she doesn't have a special someone in her life yet, and she's just been single this whole entire time. So so she decided to come and help out Hope while she goes to college with her little brother. And she's going to be here until her little brother actually comes and takes over this household in springtime. So we all know that he's going to graduate before Hope, and he's going to be here in the springtime. So yeah, Gabriella is just going to house sit for the winter season and look after Max here. And Max is almost an elder, so he has 1 day until he's an elder, so he's becoming an old dog as well. But yeah, so with Gabriella, she graduated college, okay? And, during the wedding of, during the wedding of her older sister, Ginger, her older sister, Ginger, let's see, where is it at? Oh my God. I can't believe that. You can't make this up. So her older sister Ginger got married to her high school sweetheart. And anyways, Gabriella, so desperate to have this frickin' first kiss, was attracted to Alexander here and really wanted a first kiss. And now, let me say, she's friends with Lucy as well. So both Alexander and Lucy were here at the wedding, at her sister's wedding, and she tried to kiss him not once but twice. It got rejected twice. So good on Alexander. He was like, I'm with Lucy. I don't know why you're trying to kiss me. So she got rejected for her first kiss twice. So she's desperate to have this first kiss. She's like, oh my God, I'm super lonely. Nobody wants me. And the guy that I choose to kiss was like, hell nah. So I just think that is so funny that she tried not once but twice to kiss him in front of Lucy too. So it's safe to say that her and Alexander are no longer friends, and I think her and Lucy are probably not going to be friends either, because I don't think Lucy appreciated that too much either. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, that's where we're at here. She is patiently waiting to find her significant other, and let's see. Honestly, she is straight. Is this dude? Oh, he's straight low. Yeah, but he's straight. So, yeah, she wants to find a guy. She's very straight. She's like, "Where's my dude?" So, we're going to try to meet Phoenix here and see if she has any chemistry with that dude. She didn't find anybody in college, mostly because we had a full house where she went to college at Sim State University, and there was hardly any other dormies in the household other than the Sims that came from Pleasantview. So she sadly couldn't find anybody in college, but now that she's an adult, she can go out to downtown or go to different places and try to meet someone like Phoenix Peterson here. So maybe Gabriella will find somebody worth her while. So the future's still bright for you, Gabriella. I know you want to find somebody, and you shall. You want it, I'm going to help you find it. But anywho, yep, that is the Goody household. So let's move on to the next household.